So we are here in Lviv in traditional Ukrainian restaurant having a lunch with a bunch of my friends came from different countries abroad to Ukraine during the war. In this video I would like to introduce you a few stories of my friends and what they are doing in Ukraine, and at the same time share a little bit of Ukrainian cuisine, which is in my opinion one of the best in the world. Enjoy! Hello guys, hello, bon appetit. We are getting ready for lunch, drinks came over, and let's talk a little bit about you. Chris, what about if we start from you? How are you doing? What are you doing here? Where you come from?
I came down from Estonia with the 20th convoy of NAFO, the 69th Sniffing Brigade, and we delivered a couple of cars to the Armed Forces of Ukraine. We handed them over on Friday morning in Kiev, and on my way back to Estonia I decided to stay for a couple of nights in Lviv to check out the city, as I haven't been here before, and I must say this place is beautiful.
So maybe Johnny, you tell us what you've been just talking about. Some of my readers, listeners know you, but tell us more.
I'm Johnny FD, American that's been living here for 3 years, and I've been helping with a lot of different charities and campaigns. Biggest was Razom for Ukraine. I raised $40,000 plus for them, and most recently, the one I'm working on now, that's almost complete, and hopefully will be complete maybe by the end of this video if you guys want to click the link.
Absolutely.
Is a truck for NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade, which is actually kind of like a meme. It's the group, but the actual truck goes to the 80th Air Assault Brigade. They are on the front lines, and they need a truck for scouting and to help bring people back from the front line if they're injured. So if you guys want to help, thank you for that. But in general, as a civilian, I just try to show how life is like in Ukraine while during war, while highlighting different charities. So I went with Orest, for example, to Superhumans. We're the prosthetics center, and we try to raise awareness so people can work with them and donate there. Me and Orest, along with the Nomad Cruise community, we were able to raise money for a van for the orphanage a long time ago through my GoFundMe, which is now closed. We were able to buy a couple different washing machines for this orphanage that had like, how many kids? Like 40 kids and one washing machine?
Yeah.
So I think the Red Cross donated just one machine for like 40 kids, and we went, and with this money we bought 2 more, so at least they had enough. But yeah, in general, just whatever I can do to help support.
How are you doing, Nick?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, nice. Happy to see you here.
Yeah, happy to be here. My name's Nick. I'm from the States, and I'm a traveling, wandering English teacher. Also with a YouTube channel, Nick Wayfarer, if you want to check it out. I've been traveling for about a year. Before this, I was a police officer in the U.S. Came to the Ukraine. It's my second time to Ukraine. First time I came was with a program that allowed me to live with a local family. Fell in love with the country, fell in love with the people. After the war started, before the war, I was neutral. I wasn't really involved in the conflict in the Donbass at all, but once the war started, there was no more fence sitting. So did what I could to help out Ukraine with donations, and then decided to come here and try to help out, teach English or any other way that I can. And just enjoying my time here and living life.
Chris, nice to see you.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm from New Zealand. I'm not quite as exciting as these guys, unfortunately.
He visited every country in the world, so this is quite an achievement, basically.
Apart from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so live and work in Norway, and I just finished up, and now I just had free time to travel, so I decided to come here and check it out, and super impressed so far. Absolutely incredible city. It just feels so normal, and everybody just seems to be enjoying themselves, and so really loving it. I'm going to have a couple of days, 2 or 3 days here, then move to Kiev a couple of days, and then down to Odessa 3 or 4 days, and then exit to Chizno in Moldova.
It's also worth mentioning, even though, as you told, it's very quiet, lively, today in the morning there was a massive attack on the city, and in the previous video, guys, we're actually traveling to the area which got affected. So make sure after this one, check out another video to see how peaceful and military life kind of combines, or even better say collides in a one single urban area, which is kind of the new reality for Ukrainians and which is unimaginable for many people. But still, the life goes on. So, moving from Chris to Chris, Chris, it's your first time in the city.
The first time in Lviv,
In Lviv,
but
yeah,
not
like-
the first time in Ukraine.
Yeah, so like, what can you say about Lviv?
I'm impressed. I'm really impressed of the vibe, the music, the culture. When you walk around the city, I mean, we have the beautiful weather these days. It's super warm, and everyone is out in the street. It feels like as lively as Istanbul or other big lively cities. Yeah. So yesterday evening, I was wandering around the city center near the Opera House, and I mean, there is one particular song in. That became famous in the last year in Ukraine. It's Czerwona Kalina. And this has always given me goosebumps, and I was close to tears in my eyes when I saw a performance of this. But the one that I've seen yesterday evening, played with drums, upright bass, and a violin, was definitely the most powerful version I've heard of this song.
While we are waiting for our meals, let me give you a short tour around this venue. It's a restaurant called Seven Pigs in the central Lviv, which is a traditional Ukrainian theme restaurant. So you can have this a well over here, also like some baskets that are rather traditional for Ukraine. Our guests are sitting over there, and just atop of it, the owners of traditional Ukrainian household are telling that we are going to greet you with bread and salt. You know, and looking on these decorations over here, I can clearly say that this is a traditional scenery for central Ukraine, with some towels with Ukrainian embroidery, with all the white, how it is painted into white stuff, some plates over here. You know, that just tells that Ukraine is a pretty diverse country, and even though we are now in Lviv, which is the western part, the capital Galicia, the diversity of Ukrainian culture, of Ukrainian people is simply impressive, and the way how we are able to preserve our culture is also, I think, very empowering, and it shows to the entire world the uniqueness of Ukrainians, and I mean, we have a lot to say, definitely. And of course, one of the most integral parts of every culture, it's the cuisine of the place, of the nation, of the country. So here it comes, and let's see what we ordered. Let's see what things are prepared for us. Okay, so what we've got over here, Johnny, what is this?
This is bogrash.
Bohrach.
Yeah, which is I think a Carpathy soup.
It's
a little
like
spicy.
Yeah, it's like from Transcarpathian region.
Yeah.
From people in mountains, they kind of use it.
Yeah, I'm a mountain man.
Yeah.
And this I found out the name, but it looks really cool with pork inside.
Ah, okay. These are potato pancakes in a pot, I believe. Yeah.
Let's check it.
Okay, so let's see how it is inside. Yeah. Chris, you can make it.
Looks good. Oh wow.
I'm having a borscht in the meantime.
Oh, spicy.
This is the most Ukrainian stuff you can even think of. It's a red beetroot soup with pieces of lard and bread. Okay, enjoy, guys, enjoy. Smacznoho. Ah, okay.
I'm waiting for
Yeah.
my khinkali.
Johnny, what else you got over there?
So this, I don't know what it's called, potato pancakes, but it has like mushroom in it. It has like some dough, kind of just like a chicken pot pie or pork pot pie in the US, but better.
Yeah, so everything is in the pot, like boiled, stewed together.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And yeah, potato pancakes with sour cream with mushrooms.
Yeah, very hearty.
Yeah. You got the same, right?
Very good.
Is it similar to New Zealandic food?
Actually, when you taste it, like crazy. So, kind of.
Poor Chris is still waiting, and Nick already got his second meal.
Wow.
So what is that?
This is a pork neck, and it's really good, really tender, and very flavorful. Super good.
Okay, nice. Okay, Johnny, you're gonna steal a little bit.
You gotta
You'll
try it. Take a
steal.
little piece
Check
there.
it.
Take a little piece there.
Make sure Nick doesn't lie, you know?
Yeah. You gotta verify.
also need to double check.
Check it.
Hop in there. Take a piece. Take a piece.
Plenty of proof.
Good. Okay, Chris cannot hold on anymore, you know. He's-
I need a bit of the bell
Yeah.
pepper.
There you go. There you go.
Chris eventually received your order, and you forgot what is that you had to look in the menu, yeah? So what's that?
Yeah, so it says it's veal and spinach with cherry sauce.
Ooh.
Wild combination. So I had to order it. This is just one part of my order. The other one is hopefully coming soon as well, and I'm sharing it with Chris. It's in the menu. It looks like a localized version of Georgian khinkali with caviar on top, of course, because we're in
Ooh.
Ukraine.
It's interesting.
Wow. It's a really wild combo.
And in the meantime, Johnny just received traditional vareniki. Yeah, nothing can be more Ukrainian than borscht, which is done by me already, and vareniki still here.
It sounds like, oh my gosh, no one wants to have that in ice cream, so I had to try, and it was really amazing.
So Chris, you like to take the weird stuff, or like not
yeah,
conventional
that's
one?
why I'm here with you guys. Come on.
Okay, yeah. What did you have yesterday? Some dessert?
Yesterday I went to an ice cream parlor at the end of my evening, and I had 3 scoops of ice cream, where 2 of them were flavors that you could get at other places as well, and the third one was pear and blue cheese.
Okay. The feast is ongoing.
You mentioned that you are like a wandering chef, that you travel the world by working in local kitchens, and I wondered, as we are just having a dish here that looks, so I made the joke saying they maybe had a wandering chef coming from Georgia and they gave him some ingredients, and what he came up with was some khinkali style food. And so I was wondering if you as a Kiwi are traveling the world and work in local kitchens, if you adapt and just do what they do locally, or if you have the opportunity to bring in your own heritage and experience and maybe come up with some crossover dishes and leave your traces in the kitchen where I have been working.
That's a good question. Yeah, of course you can. If in most places, if you have something good to offer, they will be excited about something that's gonna make people happy. But yeah, New Zealand isn't really famous for its going back, its heritage and classic dishes. So it's more cosmopolitan and stuff. So yeah, we don't have that many famous dishes from the country itself.
In your last position in Norway, what did you do there?
Work in a place like 2 hours north of Oslo. It's on a lake, and yeah, it's just easy food. That,
In Glasheim?
you know, it's close to Jurvik.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just easy food that people want and stuff. So yeah, nothing exciting there.
Okay.
Chris, as a chef, how can you describe this food that you tried here?
Everything has been really good and interesting, fresh and unique, and things that I haven't tasted before or thought about. So it's definitely something new and exciting. Very happy.
In addition to this, I can just tell that the gastronomy level is pretty high here in Lviv. Locals are pretty spoiled with going out, and once someone arrives to Lviv, it really like the standard is raising up in relation to all the places, even on a global scene. I would say Lviv really stands out with the variety of restaurants, approach, creativity, and many other things. I know Johnny is the real expert in these things to go out, so let's ask him what does he recommend.
But no, in general, food in Ukraine is also always really good. I think a lot of it's just the kind of local, natural, healthy ingredients. Really good meats, really good butter, really good actually everything. Like even like tomatoes taste like tomatoes, and like everything tastes like high quality. Versus in the U.S., if you let's say you go to the supermarket and get a tomato, unless you're getting like a heirloom tomato from Whole Foods, like it probably just tastes like water. But here, like every vegetable, every fruit tastes like it's homegrown. So just with this basic building blocks, even if you're eating simple food, it's really good. But Lviv, I think it's on another level actually. Like I would say, Kyiv and Lviv, and Kharkiv. Actually, you know what? Every city has a lot of good restaurants, but there's definitely a few restaurants that have really blown me away here. So I like coming here once in a while just to eat these places, and I really miss it when I'm somewhere else. I would say that.
So which particular places in Lviv would you recommend to a visitor to check out in Lviv, in the city?
So really easy, Ranok Square, the main square. The first place you have to go is Kryjivka, the Space Mitten one.
Kryjivka. Yeah.
There, actually, I got something. It's like a big fried, almost like a schnitzel, like a pork schnitzel.
I know, it's like beef steaks. It's like beaten meat.
Yeah.
And it's like fried with some onion, like layering it out from the outside.
It was fantastic, amazing. Their borscht is really, really good as well.
There is like a half-meter sausage there.
I don't need that big of a sausage.
Okay. Yeah.
That place is great. And then actually upstairs from there, there's the most expensive Galician restaurant, which is kind of just fun to go to. But actually, the food is really good. Like it's a really, really tasty, amazing food there. And then on that same square, you have like Atlas, which is this really old restaurant with really good food.
Like a classic Austrian style.
The Austrian style, yeah. And then down the street from there is this Bazadek breakfast place, the Polish.
Bachevsky. It's a Polish stuff, yeah.
Polish
with the nice open buffet and the breakfast, yeah.
So you have, just on this one square, you have, traditional Ukrainian food, Austrian food, you have Polish food. The only thing that's missing in probably all of Ukraine is good Asian food.
Well, but I can recommend from my side. So first of all, there are sushi are big in Ukraine, but they're probably not the world-class quality, if you would imagine. For me, it tastes fine. Yeah. And also, what was interesting, before the war, there was a growing community of Vietnamese in Lviv. So there were traditional Vietnamese restaurants like Saigon. You could always have pho bo, but they mostly left because of war. Yeah. However, at the same time, we have an influx of Crimean Tatars in the city, and they are opening Asian, rather like Central Asian type of cuisine.
Yeah. Actually, in Kyiv, there's Musafer, which is a Crimean Tatar restaurant. Really excellent food. Yeah. I'm talking more like I really miss like good Thai food or good Chinese food or Korean food. It's more for the local Korean taste where they don't want any spices. They don't want it to be like too offensive, like too much chili. But for me, like, don't go to a Thai restaurant or Asian restaurant if you want zero chili. You have to have a little bit,
The closest good Asian food gets in Lviv is the restaurant of Noah. They have a few restaurants scattered around the city. And
the ramen there was really good.
I like ramen there.
The service there was terrible, guys, but the ramen was pretty good.
Yeah. So, how big is the bill over here?
2,248 hryvnia.
So it's around like 50 euro for all of that we had, yeah?
Yeah, about.
Would you consider it expensive or cheap or average?
For 5 people? No. It's like, I would say cheap.
It's even cheap.
By American standards,
For
cheap.
Ukrainian standard, it's probably like an average price, I would say, if you're like in a restaurant where you have meal served in the center of Lviv. It's definitely not prime segment, but it's also not cheap. Alright guys, that was our intro into Ukrainian cuisine and into stories of some people who shared this beautiful lunch together with me and with you. That's it in this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you didn't do so, to like, and check out other videos that show a reality of Ukraine, some positive stuff about our country, and in general, this content is the one that is building bridges between Ukraine and the rest of the world. Thanks for watching and see you in other videos. Good luck!